Hold on, I'm going to show you something. My foot! There it is. Because today, we're talking about the foot. Before you watch any further, I just want to let you know that this is going to be an anatomy lecture on the fundamental structures of the foot. You are forgiven for thinking that anatomy can be a bit boring, but it's really important that you have some basic notions so when you research other things that interest you, insole, shoes, wedging, injury prevention, or even power application in cycling or running, that you already possess the foundation knowledge to grasp advanced concepts. Let's do this! The foot contains 26 bones and 33 joints. That is because some bones articulate with more than one other bone. The foot can be divided into 3 regions. The forefoot, which contains the 5 fingers with the phalanges and the longer metatarsal bones. The midfoot, which is a collection of bones with the navicular bone on the medial side of the foot and the cuboid on the lateral side of the foot, and then we have the 3 cuneiform bones in between the two. Don't worry about the technical terms for now. Medial just means that's closer to the center line of the body, so internally, and lateral or laterally just means it's externally. This definition is going to be useful when we talk about insoles and things like medial arch because it's on the inside of the body, and things like posting, which is putting a wedge on, for instance here, which is laterally posting or medially posting. But don't worry, we're going to cover everything in subsequent videos. And then you have the hindfoot or the rear of the foot with 2 large bones, the calcaneus, which is the largest bone on the foot, and the talus. Now the talus acts as a platform to articulate with the bones of the leg, the fibula and the tibia. And these 2 bones form a forceps grasping on the talus, thus forming the ankle. The metatarsal bones and the tarsal bones of the midfoot help form the arches of the foot. Indeed, the foot has more than one arch. We have the medial arch, which is where usually the insoles have the biggest lump. The medial arch runs along the foot, which means it is a longitudinal arch. And we have another longitudinal arch which is on the other side, the opposite side, which is the lateral longitudinal arch. And then we have an anterior arch at the front of the foot which runs across the foot, which means that it is a transverse arch. Why are the arches of the foot important? Well, because they help us define clinical conditions such as flat foot, which is characterized by a collapse of the medial arch of the foot. We're going to discuss the etiologies, which is just another fancy word for the reasons for the collapse of the medial arch of the foot or for other clinical conditions, but not in this video. Other things we're not going to discuss in this video are the longitudinal arch load sharing system. The 3 arches of the foot are extremely important for the load-sharing system, which is a very complex mechanism usually referred to as the windlass mechanism. We're just covering the fundamentals of the foot in this video, but there's another video on that should you be interested. On to the soft tissue. Don't be scared, it's going to be fine. It's not that hard anyway. We'll just keep it brief, actually. So basically we have ligaments which connect bone to bone and keep the bony structures of the foot together. Then we have tendons which connect the bone to the muscle, so this is where the muscle inserts in the bone. And then we have the muscles themselves. The muscles at the bottom of your foot are called the plantar muscles, and they're responsible for actions like raising the arches of the foot or curling your toes. And then you have muscles on the top of your foot which are responsible for actions like raising your toes. Between the plantar fascia and the bony structures, there are several layers of muscles which we're not going to actually talk about. We're just going to name them all the plantar flexors and get on with the video. Inflammation of this plantar fascia gives rise to the infamous plantar fasciitis, which I do have a video on, so so go check it out. And that's all the time we have for today. I wanted to keep this really short and give you a nice little introduction on the foot. Don't forget to watch my other videos and do subscribe to the channel. It's all about science and it's all about making knowledge accessible. Ta-da! I usually call this mug my Olympic torch mug, because it's like you're holding the Olympic torch. The Olympic flag.